Society is too complex for one subject alone. Geography studies where things are, why they are there, and how places affect each other.
Geography in detail. What geography studies? Geography studies the location and distribution of places, objects, materials, and people, and the relationships between human societies and their surroundings. It examines both the physical features of the Earth and the human communities that inhabit it. Explanation. Geography has two halves: physical, landforms, climate, nature, and human, people and communities. It studies where things are and how people and their surroundings affect each other. A holistic, connected view. Geography asks where things are, why they are found there, and how places, near or distant, affect one another over time. It views the world as a system of interdependencies, blending spatial, location, and temporal, change over time, perspectives, and draws on both natural and social sciences. Explanation. Geography combines space, location, and time, change. It doesn't just ask where, it asks why there and how places influence each other, treating the world as one big, interconnected system. Tools of geography. Geography uses maps, globes, atlases, geographical information systems, GIS, infographics, and other instruments. Try NCERT's School Bhuvan portal to map your own village or city. Explanation. Every subject has its tools. Geography's tools include maps, globes, atlases, GIS, and infographics. GIS in particular is modern technology that lets us map and analyze places digitally. You can even map your own area on School Bhuvan. Geography over the next 2 years. You will study the processes shaping the Earth's surface and landforms, the atmosphere and climate, oceans, biomes, and India's biosphere reserves, geospatial technologies, life in different regions, and the historical development of geographical knowledge. Explanation. A preview of your geography syllabus: landforms, climate and atmosphere, oceans, biomes and biosphere reserves, geospatial tech, and life in different regions. It tells you what to expect ahead.
Historians use many sources to understand the past.
History in detail. Portion 35. What history studies? History is the study of the human past, through which societies understand people's experiences, values, and changes over time. There are many ways to interpret the past and pass cultural values to the next generation. Explanation. History isn't only dates. It studies people's experiences and values across time, and how each generation passes its culture to the next. There can be many ways to interpret the same past. The Itihāsa Purāṇa tradition. One of the oldest traditions of preserving cultural memory in Bharat is the Itihāsa Purāṇa tradition. Through stories, it shares historical information and gives cultural meaning to events and people, reinforcing ideals and a sense of identity. Explanation. In India, the Itihāsa Purāṇa tradition kept the memory of the past alive through stories. These stories did two jobs. They recorded events and taught values and identity, history with meaning. Modern historiography. Different traditions use different methods. Some emphasize moral and philosophical insight, others documentary verification. Modern historiography increasingly relies on empirical evidence, using human genetics, carbon-14 dating, archaeology, and other scientific methods. Explanation. Historiography means the method or style of writing history. Modern historiography tries to make history more evidence-based. It depends on empirical evidence, meaning information collected through actual observation, study, or experimentation. For example, carbon-14 dating helps find the age of old objects, archaeology studies remains from the past, and genetics can help trace human movement and ancestry. Exam focus. Empirical evidence equals information collected by observation or experimentation. Examples: archaeology, carbon-14 dating, human genetics. Literary sources. History writing draws on many sources: travelogues, memoirs, correspondence, genealogical records, folklore and oral traditions, and revenue documents. For example, the Samaveda manuscript and palm leaf manuscripts like the Tirukkural. Explanation. Literary sources are written or spoken records: travelogues, letters, family records, genealogical records, folklore, and revenue documents. Manuscripts like the Samaveda and Tirukkural are real examples. Archaeological and other sources. Material remains, monuments, architectural structures, excavated sites, artifacts, sculptures, and paintings are archaeological sources. Their study uses scientific instruments and lab testing. Other evidence includes epigraphic sources, inscriptions, and numismatic sources, coins such as those of Samudragupta or the Mughals. Explanation. Besides written records, history uses physical evidence. Archaeological sources include buildings, monuments, excavated sites, objects, sculptures, and paintings. Epigraphic sources are inscriptions written or carved on stone, pillars, temple walls, or copper plates. Numismatic sources are coins. The lesson's figures show examples like manuscripts, terracotta figurines, sculptures, inscriptions, and coins. These sources help historians understand rulers, religion, art, economy, language, dates, and social life of the past. Exam focus. Learn the 4 source types clearly. Literary equals written texts. Archaeological equals material remains. Epigraphic equals inscriptions. Numismatic equals coins. Portion 40. History over the next 2 years. You will trace early human history and India's development to the present, explore world history, the Greco-Roman world, the Reformation, Renaissance, Enlightenment, and Industrial Revolution, and examine colonialism and anti-colonial struggles. Explanation. A preview of your history syllabus. Early humans, India's growth to today. Key world events, Renaissance, Enlightenment, Industrial Revolution, colonialism and the struggles against it.
Political science is the study of governors, how power is distributed, decisions are made, and policies are implemented. From national constitutions to grassroots movement. Consider India's Panchayati Raj, a model of grassroots democracy in action.
Political science in detail. Portion 41. What political science studies? Political science is the study of governance. How and why power is distributed, decisions are made, and policies are implemented. It studies constitutions, governments, and institutions of the state, as well as social movements, nation-building, and foreign policy. India's Panchayati Raj shows grassroots democracy in action. Explanation. Political science is about power and governance, who holds it, how decisions are made, and how policies are carried out. The Panchayati Raj is a perfect example of grassroots, village-level democracy, giving ordinary people a voice. Early Indian political thought. The study of politics in India began early, linked to dharma, moral duty, artha, economic well-being, and rajadharma, the ruler's duties. Texts like the Vedas, Upanishads, Purāṇas, Mahabharata, and Shukraniti discuss justice, authority, and ethical leadership, while the Arthashastra stands out as a foundational text on administration. Explanation. In ancient India, politics wasn't separate. It was tied to dharma, duty, artha, well-being, and rajadharma, a ruler's duty. Many texts discussed justice and leadership, with the Arthashastra as the standout guide to administration. Power as responsibility. Indian political thought was holistic, linking politics with economics, social life, morality, and defense. Power was seen as a responsibility, not merely a privilege, an idea reflected today in the Panchayati Raj system of local self-governance. Explanation. A powerful idea to remember. In Indian thought, power equals responsibility, not privilege. A ruler's job was to serve the people. This same value lives on today in local self-governance like the Panchayati Raj. Portion 44. Political Science over the next 2 years. You will study democracy, elections, authority, civil society, governance and public policy, and national security, while learning to observe and analyze political issues around you. Explanation. A preview of your political science syllabus. Democracy, elections, authority, civil society, public policy, and national security, plus the habit of analyzing political issues you see around you.
In ancient India, politics wasn't separate. It was tied to dharma, duty, artha, well-being, and raja dharma, a ruler's duty. Many texts discuss justice and leadership, with the Arthashastra as the standout guide to administration.
Economics in detail. What economics studies? Economics helps us understand how individuals and societies use limited resources to meet their needs, how goods and services are produced, exchanged, and distributed. It studies decisions by consumers, producers, and governments, and is also about well-being, equity, and justice. Explanation. The core problem of economics is limited resources, unlimited needs. It studies the choices made by 3 players: consumers, producers, and governments, and isn't only about money, but also about fairness and well-being. India's economic history. India had a rich economic history and was long a leading economy and trade center. Colonial rule disrupted this, causing poverty, famines, and decline of industries. After independence, India rebuilt, improving infrastructure, education, technology, and life expectancy, though challenges in incomes and equity remain. Explanation. India's economic story has 3 phases. A rich past as a leading economy. Decline under colonial rule. Poverty, famines. Rebuilding after independence. Progress is real, but challenges like income and equity still remain. Economics over the next 2 years. Development remains a central national goal, pursued through sustainable growth. You will study the foundations of the Indian economy, markets and prices, financial management and entrepreneurship, economic growth and GDP, international trade, and the union budget. Explanation. A preview of your economics syllabus. The Indian economy's basics, markets and prices, money management and entrepreneurship, GDP, international trade, and the union budget, all aimed at sustainable development. Why and where this leads. Why study social science? The systems around you, homes, water, roads, schools, markets, even digital spaces, are created and managed by society. Social science explains how they developed and how they affect different groups, and why diversity of languages, customs, and occupations exists within one country, building respect, cooperation, and a shared identity. Explanation. The first reason to study social science is that it explains the systems we depend on every day: houses, water supply, roads, schools, markets, and digital spaces. These systems do not appear automatically. Society creates and manages them. Social science also helps us understand why India has many languages, customs, occupations, and ways of life, while still having an underlying unity. This builds respect for diversity and strengthens national belonging. Exam focus. Social science helps us understand systems, diversity, unity, cooperation, and shared identity. Becoming an active citizen. In a democracy, citizens play an active role. Understanding how governments function prepares you to participate responsibly. Social science also trains you to ask informed questions about shared challenges, environment, public health, employment, urban growth, and connects past, present, and future so you can make wiser choices. Explanation. The second reason to study social science is citizenship. In a democracy, citizens are not passive. They are expected to participate responsibly. When we understand laws, rights, responsibilities, elections, policies, and public issues, we can think more clearly and act more wisely. Social science also teaches us to ask informed questions about problems, such as environmental protection, public health, employment, and urban growth. Exam focus. Social science prepares students to become informed, responsible, and active citizens. The future and your 2-year journey. As societies change rapidly, social science grows more important, helping address climate change, sustainable development, social harmony, and equitable use of resources. Over grades 9 through 10, you will explore all 4 disciplines and contemporary challenges. Social science is not about memorizing dates and definitions. It is about understanding people, places, society, culture, and power, and growing into a thoughtful, responsible citizen of India and the world. Explanation. The closing message is that social science becomes more important as the world changes. New technologies, expanding cities, migration, global connections, environmental concerns, and resource problems all require careful thinking. The subject prepares students not only to understand the world, but also to take part in shaping it. It is not mainly about memorizing dates, maps, or definitions. It is about understanding people, places, society, culture, power, and responsibility. Exam focus. Final message of the chapter. Social science helps us learn from the past, analyze the present, imagine a better future, and act responsibly.
Panchayati Raj gives citizens a voice in local development. Every decision we make affects lives. But how? Political science studies governance, power, rights, and duties.
History is the thread that connects our shared experiences, our values, and the journey of human change across time.